Hello, my name is David O'Brien. And I'm here for your success in the areas of purity. Welcome back to the Purity Forum. My name is David O'Brien, and I'm glad to be here with you because I have a message for you, which is like a pill. It's like medicine that'll go down into your being. And that's what the teaching is all about. This message today is called The One Most Discriminated Against. And I'm going to tell you who that is. Marriage. It is the most discriminated against being in the United States by far. More than any race, more than any creed, or personal thought or belief. If you look at the popularity levels, marriage is way down low. If you look at movies, television, do they ever include marriage? Almost never. If they do, it's something like when I was growing up, it's called Married with Children. It's an attack on marriage. Or something called The Simpsons way back was an attack on marriage. Usually that's the case. So it's the most discriminated against, but I want to lift it up out of the dust. Today, for this broadcast, for those who are listening, I want you to know that this relationship, this person, the marriage is one because the two people become one within marriage is the most exquisite, it's the most unique, it's the most amazing and powerful and unique relationship that has ever existed on earth or ever will exist. And this is a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual relationship. Very interesting, this thing that God has given. It's like an exquisite thing. And when you find, basically in the United States, I want you to know that marriage is not understood. People hear the word, they think, oh, I know what that is. You don't know what that is. So I want to break it down for you. I want you to understand a little bit of what marriage really is. The two become one, it says. Now that was speaking of sexuality. Male and female, the different parts, the way the whole body's set up is so that the two, male, female, come together, back together into the original being created, which was man. It was not male or female, it was unisex. The original man wouldn't have needed a female or male bathroom, for example. And that's just humor aside. The point being is that mankind was made in the image of God and mostly to relate up. Less so to relate out to other people, regardless of sex, like I said, creed or whatever, to relate up. But secondarily, the man, which was not male or female, was not good to be alone. So God took part of him out of him, created a woman, which means out of man. And so this is another being altogether, very unique. Women, if you don't know your amazingness, I want to tell you, you are girls, women, whoever's listening to me, you are amazing. Your origin is so unique. How you came out of, you are man, because you're out of man, but you are more than man. And so being female, of course, is secondary, but you are amazing and God made you in a unique way. And then he put his beauty, he invested that into you, and he invested the strength side into the man as far as physical part. And then he brought the two back together in what is now called, in English anyway, marriage. There's a name for it in every culture, every language of the earth. And that is where a man and woman come together and they can produce offspring. See, the marriage relationship is so powerful that it is the way and it allows for the reproduction of offspring. And they're born into a stable environment, kind of like a bubble of peace that this baby is born into. And that is where they get to know that there's a mommy and a daddy that are celebrating me. And there's stability there. There's strength there. There could be a war all around in life and society. But if mommy and daddy are there and they love each other and love me, keep, then they take care of me. This is the baby's perspective. Then that baby can grow up with confidence and just have a good start. Now, many of us didn't have that. And so we had to learn sometimes, through different paths. That's fine. But I want you to know, marriage is God's gift to humanity. Marriage should not be discriminated against. Marriage, when I got married, I decided I was mad after I got married immediately. And I'm like, why didn't people tell me how good this is? This is amazing. Marriage is absolutely amazing. Imagine you're with someone. It's like starting a race. Imagine you're at the starting blocks. If any of you who've done track and field, or cross country or something, you're ready to start, and then boom, you start. And you're at the very beginning, just the beginning of the race. That's what marriage is like when you've just got married. You're just at the beginning. You don't know that person yet. You get to know the person over time. You don't know yourself in some ways, and you get to know how you react. The whole thing is amazing for the sake of personal development, but it's really amazing for the sake of a place to rest your dreams. You have dreams, you have hopes, you have aspirations. Some of those things you can't tell people around you because they're sharks. People are sharks. They're going to mock you. They're going to put you down. They're going to try to keep you down. But if you have a trusted person that you can tell that dream and desire and thought and aspiration to, so that now it's shared by both of you within that relationship, that is an asset. That is a really amazing thing. And that's part of the benefits of marriage. So why is marriage so discriminated against? Why is it that it is the one thing that's ignored? You walk by it, it's there, it's big, it has an important role in society, but yet it's not even discussed, thought about, talked about. The only thing that's talked about is boyfriend and girlfriend, pretty much among young people, or something else, all kinds of things. But marriage, no. The only thought about that is no, I'm too young and that kind of idea. You might be too young, but know this, that is a blessing that you don't want to miss out on in your life. You don't want to not understand it. I remember I read a book called God is a Matchmaker when I was quite a bit younger. I read this book and it just opened my eyes, like blasted my eyes open. And I said to myself, my goodness, marriage is amazing. I was seeing from the scripture perspective, the benefits and the amazing aspect of marriage and how it's one of God's celebrations on earth is the aspect of marriage. And so the point being is that there is a gift, there's a blessing, there's something God has given humanity that is being not only ignored, it's being mocked, it's being scoffed at, there are lies about it, anything about it is usually negative. If you look at a lot of popular society, and the alternatives have been raised up in its place. And those alternatives are hurting people. They're killing people, literally. They're destroying all kinds of people, and it's just a terrible mess. So what you want to do is leave the counterfeits. What you want to do is leave the counterfeits for the real thing. Don't go with cubic zirconium. Find the diamond. It's worth it. Look for it. It's worth the wait. It's worth learning about. Find it, live it, you will love it. Marriage.